innocent until I'm proven guilty. Deny everything, deny everything. I'm being free, it's all a setup. Deny everything, deny everything. I'm just a smoke in the wheel.
Live from New York,
I'm being
it's
free.
Get Off My Lawn with
Till I'm proven
Gavin
guilty.
and Janet.
How dare you?
But I just thought this was an amazing thread. This woman was handed a truth bomb on her date. Y'all had a breakfast date yesterday. I was going first dates for maps barefaced and makeup free. Isn't that the same thing? What's barefaced and not makeup free? You have a mustache.
Okay, wait.
You have a fake mustache?
I think I got it. So you don't have a foundation on or anything that's on your face?
That's makeup.
You just have a little bit of this. So you're barefaced, but you have eye makeup.
Your eyes are on your face.
Yeah, but your face.
No, this is the whole face.
So she's wrong.
Anything that a goalie mask covers is the face.
Doesn't cover the eyes.
Well, it does. It protects the eyes. Your eyes are covered like an insurance policy.
We got you covered. So we'll ask her what she means by that.
So anyway, this is again megalomania, black privilege, female privilege, liberal privilege, and also me. I'm going to go on a date with no makeup on to really rock his world. And because everything revolves around me, that's all that will happen the whole night is they'll go, oh my God, you don't have makeup on. Meanwhile, he doesn't even notice. He's like, okay, I guess she's not a big makeup person. And then he proceeds to destroy her life with facts. So go down. Wait, go back to the way it was. I can't read that as well. Make me smile. The date itself was uneventful. He's handsome, smart, black, engaged, once, never married. He talked for 90 minutes. So I listened more than I talked. Okay, that can be a little annoying, a blabbermouth. This is where it gets good, though. The date left me feeling unsettled. But I couldn't figure out why at first. He didn't do anything horrid or cringeworthy. In fact, this is good spelling and grammar, by the way, which is rare. In fact, he was nice and polite to me and waitstaff and on time. But as the day wore on, my anxiety slowly and steadily rose. I found myself just worried. Keep going. Though he was polite, he was argumentative and knowledgeable. Oh, no. Here's some of the topics I got. 1, the black community is in shambles and there's no hope and nothing to celebrate. It's just hopeless, okay? Number 2, we're on the verge of total societal collapse. Total. And when the lights go out, the biggest problem will be that schools no longer teach cursive, so the population can read the founding documents. Fairly good point.
I've not heard of that one yet.
It's interesting. 3, feminism. 4, the problem is that there are too many single people, but it's not a problem for everyone, just women. Specifically, women over 50. I would say here in New York City, women over 30 are already ancient Chinese secrets. Women can't, once they're over 30, and begin to realize no one wants them. So he's saying marriage. He can get married like that anytime. I would say even I, as a 51-year-old, it would take some work, but I could probably get a 22, 23-year-old and marry her and be an geriatric dad, which I already am. Especially over 50. Every woman he knows over 50 is finally learning. They're all on antidepressants in their houses with their cars and their careers, but no man and alone, and now he does welfare checks on the single woman he knows over 50. This guy sounds awesome. This terrible date you had is heaven. Women are communal and need other... Wait, why did you do that, Ryan?
You don't like it? Okay.
No, other people could look at the old ones. Women are communal and need other people. That's true. That's why so many of them are depressed. Once they hit 45 and they're alone, they're no more people. Men, however, are solitary creatures. Women can't. 4D, these women will learn. Why is she adding D's? These women will learn. His sister's learning, blah, blah, blah. When they learn, they sit in a porch and get a drink and watch and laugh. Now, that's what he plans to do. The system is rigged against men. More than 50% domestic violence claims are fake. I agree with that. That's been my experience. Domestic violence charges are a way for the state to make men keep paying. It's a financial racket. Yep. In fact, some guy spent 5 years in prison for child support for a child that wasn't his. Luckily for me, he sent me the research. Anyway, free beer and hot wings isn't a good enough source for her. Doesn't really matter what the source is. You can verify it with a few other checks. It doesn't take long. Like I read today that Big Ben is changing its name to Massive Muhammad to appease Muslims. It took me all of 8 seconds to see that was bullshit. Not hard. Anyway, keep going. Prenups are fake. Courts and judges ignore them all the time. That is true. 6, best thing to do is buy land in a remote place in a southern state. Agreed, because we're on the verge of societal collapse, but luckily he owns land in one of these states and can hunt and fish. Lady, you should have gone to the bathroom, put on some makeup, and run out and said, do you want me to blow you now, or should we wait until we get in the taxi? We are on the verge of the government taking literally everything from every citizen, even your TV. But we'll be happy about it because student loans. 6B, the government is going to take all your money. Everyone is in debt except him. He has land in retirement, so he plans to wait. And look at this arrogance, too. This guy is dropping nuclear truth bombs. Refute them then. And by the way, this isn't live. You're already back from your date. So go look it up and say, I looked into it and he's wrong because blah, blah, blah. No, she just goes, checks notes. I'm checking my notes. They're all verified. He plans to check notes, wait for it to happen so he can light a stogie and sit in his... You already mentioned that, lady. Jesus Christ. You talk about how he runs on. You can't even summarize his conversation. I found myself perseverating. I don't know that word. Is she smarter than me? Perseverating? Look that up.
Perseverating.
She's a smarty pants.
When people say that's like a $5 word or something, like what does that mean? Is that from a game show?
Yeah, Ryan. It's for the game show of life. Perseverate. Sometimes black people come up with words that white people never heard of before, like one of my kids' friends' moms. I got into an argument with the kid. Not a real argument, but I was mad at him. And she said that he's sorry. But she said that the boy was... He really likes boxing, and that means he was very tribulated.
Perseveration.
Tribulated. You ever heard that word?
I've heard of tribulation.
That's what it comes from.
So he was burdened?
Yes.
We should do word of the day. Look
up tribulated. Yeah, there's, to cause, to endure tribulation.
Tribulate.
That really doesn't help. To cause or endure tribulation, the other word of the thing.
Distress or suffering resulting from oppression or persecution.
Today, we're going to talk...
I bet it's church. We have a tribulation in here.
True. Yeah.
We are on the perseveration of a societal collapse.
I want to go to a black church.
But go back to perseverate. Does it mean on the verge? Or to think on? To pontificate?
Yeah, to a degree of excruciatingness.
To manifest or experience perseverate. Hit the pronounce button.
Perseverate.
And it means to reiterate, to excess, or when original impetus no longer applies.
To repeat a word, gesture, or act insistently or redundantly.
So to go over it and over it and over it in your head in a silly way, in a superlative way. Okay, so let's get back to her perseveration on societal collapse. The fact that I neither hunt nor fish, so I don't own a large swath of land, that I'm 42. 5 more years of sexy? Lady, you have 5 less years of sexy. 37 was already late in the game in many societies, and that's not me. My wife's fucking 48. I'd eat her out right now. But as far as the general consensus goes, I encouraged cursive to be struck from ELA standards, damning generations from their civil liberties. I realized there was really only one thing left to do with that man's number. Let's see. Throw it away. Go up a bit. There you go. Throw it away. Good solution. Great solution.
Man, that guy's put the hips in it.
And I know what that guy was... Oh, he does, yeah. I know what that guy was doing on the date, by the way. He's saying, I don't want to waste my time with this bitch, so I'm going to lay it all out on the line. And if any of this offends her, then I haven't wasted any time. That's a smart way. I notice when I meet people, I'm more offensive than usual. Just to weed out the pussies. Because I don't want us to become pals. Then I say some unfortunate joke and you're like, oh, I had no idea. And we got to break up. And if Trump comes up and they're like, this is back when he was president. They go, we have an ad hominem president. And I'd go, you're talking to the biggest Trump fan in the world. I helped him get elected. Just like, let's get this out of the way. I'm gay. Like John Roberts, the guy who does the voice for, sort of like Eddie Glaude. He's the Eddie Glaude of indie music. Also, thing I want to say is thanks. I've noticed a lot of people are stealing this show, which I say thank you to. If you keep the clips under 10 minutes, I won't report you on Twitter. Or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. I really appreciate it. It's a great way to get the show out and advertised, and it's good for the brand. And I noticed that people are choosing particularly funny clips.
Yes.
And the non-controversial stuff, which is good because the normie world needs to know that this David Duke monster they keep hearing about is an absolute sweetheart.
There's one guy.
A real cutie patootie.
That guy Riley.
That guy's good. There's also
Clippers.
Gavin Friends or something like that.
Oh, Gavin and Friends, yeah.
That one does well.
Clipperson's good.
Clipperson's great, yep. And they don't do badly. I mean, I wouldn't be mentioning on the show if it was 822 views, but they tend to hover around the 10,000 mark. You know what I've noticed, by the way? When you go to About... Oh, look, by the way, go back. You see that chart there, the green thing? We're going to do an update of that, the left-wing version tonight. I don't think I forgot what I was going to say, because that's...
I thought you did, maybe.
It's not what I'm about. It never will be.
You said, do you know those
things?
Not that you need a reminder, though.
I don't need a reminder because I didn't forget what I was talking about. I actually don't like people who forget what they're talking about. It shows that their mind is not in control of how it works.
It's true.
And if, we don't need distractions here. I mean, because, honestly, on the right, there's a lot of people distracting people, right? We like that. No, Gavin didn't forget what he was going to say.
Exactly. Thank you, Nick. If you go into the About, it used to be you could sort them by most viewed, and that's a fun way on a new channel to see their biggest hit, right? But I was doing that on YouTube, and the past 3 or 4 times, it says there's no uploads or something available for this. Try it with that. Go to About. No, not About. It's the sort by.
Oh, so videos and then sort by all the way to the right?
Yeah, sort by, and then most viewed.
Most popular, date added, and date added.
So most popular. Okay, so that worked in that instance, but it hasn't been working for me.
I mean, they've done a whole bunch of weird stuff with the YouTube. They take away the dislike button.
That's the funniest thing.
It's terrible.
And now that we have Twitter has a new CEO, we're going to have even less freedom. I don't know. That's all everyone's talking about, especially on Twitter, obviously. I don't care. Free speech died on Twitter a long time ago. Now that Jack's gone, there's this Indian dude who's going to be slightly worse. It's like the whole Facebook thing where they go, it's too right-wing, they need to be censored. And you're like, Facebook? What?